So today we're going to read Diary of a Wimpy Kid Old School. So let's dive into the book. I got some picture lemonades. Diary of a Wimpy Kid Old School by Jeff Kinney. Omelet Books. New Year Word. To Dad. September, Saturday. Grown-ups are always talking about the good old days and how things were so much better when they were kids. But I think they're just jealous. My generation has all this fancy technology and stuff they didn't have growing up. Believe me, I'm sure when I have kids of my own, I'm going to be the exact same way my parents are now. When I was your age, we used our legs for walking around. Yeah, whatever, Pops. Mom's always saying when she was younger, it was great because everybody in town knew everybody else. And it was like one giant family. But that doesn't sound so great to me. I like my privacy, and I really don't need everyone knowing my personal business. Howdy, neighbor. Mom says the problem with society these days that everyone's got their noses from a screen and nobody takes the time to get to know the people who live around them. I don't really see eye to eye with Mom on that issue though. Personally, I think a little separation is a good thing. Your leaves are in my yard. Tappity tap tap. LOL. Tap tap tap. Lately, Mom's going around town with a petition to get people to stop using their phones and electronic gadgets for 48 hours. Let's unplug to reconnect. Electronics are cluttering our lives. Let's put down our devices for a weekend and get to know each other. Who's in? 1, 2, 3, 14, 20, 42, 43. Mom's going to need 100 signatures before she can take the petition to town hall. But she's having trouble getting people to put their names on it. Tap, tap, tap. I'm just hoping she gives up on this idea soon, because it's kind of exhausting for the rest of us to pretend we don't even know ourselves. I really don't understand why Mom thinks we need to go backward. Anyway, from I could tell, the old days weren't that much fun. If you think about it, you never see anyone smiling in those black and white photos. Say cheese! Squeak, squeak. Old man. In the old days, people were just a whole lot tougher than they are today. But human beings have evolved, and now we need things like electric toothbrushes and shopping malls and soft-serve ice cream to survive. Bleep, beep, blorp, blorp, blorp. I bet our ancestors will be pretty disappointed with the way we turned out. But when somebody invented air conditioning, there was really no turning back. We've gotten so spoiled that pretty soon we won't even have to leave our homes if we don't want to. Your burger is served, I said no mayonnaise chips. In fact, the way we're headed, I bet 1,000 years from now, human beings won't even have spines. Slither. Some people complain all this technology has made us soft. But if you ask me, that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are all sorts of luxuries nowadays that make people's lives better. Take baby wipes, for example. People are using regular toilet paper for hundreds of years. Then all of a sudden, some genius came up with an idea that was a total game changer. Freshies. What really amazes me, it took so long for people to come up with that idea. I seriously can't believe the guy who invented the light bulb didn't see baby wipes coming. And who what crazy things someone's going to come up to make our lives easier. Whatever it is, though, I'll be the first in line to buy it. But if Mom had her way, we'd be living like people did before there were computers and cell phones and baby wipes. And I really don't want to imagine living in a world without baby wipes. Sunday. Dad said when he was growing up, in the summertime, kids played outside all day until they got home for dinner at night. Dingle, dingle, dingle. Squeal! Squirt, squirt, squirt. Well, that's pretty much the opposite of the way my summer went. I spent July and August at film camp, where all I did was watch movies in an air-conditioned theater for 8 hours a day. The main reason I signed up for film camp was because I thought it was for people who are serious about movies like me. But then I realized it was just a place where parents can dump their kids off for some cheap babysitting. Shh, nom nom. Zzz. The downside of spending that much time in the dark theater is that the end of the day it took half an hour for my eyes to adjust to the sunlight. Blink, blink. The other reason I signed up for film camp was to get out of the house. Ever since we got a pet pig, it hasn't been a lot of fun being home, especially not at dinner. Gobble, smack, smack, slurp, chomp. For the record, I think it's a terrible idea letting the piggy at a table because it's already thinks it's a human being. And the last thing we needed is to think it's on equal footing with the rest of us. Right after we got the pig, Mom thought it'd be fun to teach it some tricks. So she would give the pig a cookie when it stood on its hind legs. Yay! 11. But the pig has learned to walk that way. And it hasn't been on all four ever since. To make matters worse, my little brother Manny put a pair of his shorts on the pig. So now it's like we're living in the house with a Disney character. Wobble, wobble. Mom used to take the pig outside, but after it started walking upright, it decided it was too good for its face. Wave. Mom worried if the pig ran off, you'd never find it. So she got a collar with one of those GPS tracking chips in it. But every time Mom put the collar on the pig, within 5 minutes, it would be back up. And don't even ask me how the pig did that, since pigs don't even have thumbs. Toss. So pigs just come and go as it pleases, and who knows where it spends its time. What really stinks is that I've pruffed you, but the pig doesn't. Tick, tick, tick. I think it's bad. I think giving the pig too many privileges is a really bad idea. One day pigs will rule the world, and it'll be my family's fault for starting it all. It wouldn't really have been an issue if the pig didn't interfere with my life. But I was late on the first day of school because it was hogging the bathroom. Come on, pound, pound. Pound, pound, pound. With the pig in the house, I actually was looking forward for school. But once I realized it was just the same old thing, And to be honest with you, I feel like I've been in middle school forever. Shake, shake, shake. Whoosh, glop. Blang, glop. I need to mix things up a little, or I was going to go crazy. So the first week of school, I volunteered for the Homework Buddies program. Be a buddy. Team up with an elementary school kid to lend a hand. Sign up for Homework Buddies today. But the main reason I signed up was so I could skip third period, which is music class with Mrs. Gainsel. To give you an idea how long Mrs. Gainsel has been the music teacher, Dad had her when he was my age. And apparently, spending 30 years as a middle school teaching middle schoolers how to play musical instrument does something to a person. Tweep, flarb, 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 bleep, twarp, toop. No, no, no. Last week I met my homework buddy, this kid named Fruit. I have no idea why he even signed up for the program. Because he's one of those people who read scientific journals and college textbooks for fun. Fruit. The first time we got together, Fruit showed me his homework, which was some coloring and a word find. Fruit said he didn't need any help, and then he asked me to see my homework. I had at least an hour math problems and a geography assignment. That would take me another 2 hours. But Fruit whipped through it in all about 15 minutes. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And he wasn't just fast, he was good. I turned in the assignments next day, and when I got them back, I had perfect scores from my teacher. At first, I felt a little bad about getting help from a third grader. Then I realized that homework buddies are supposed to. That's when I realized homework buddies are supposed to help each other out. So now, whenever Fruit and get together, I just hand him a pile of assignments and let him do his thing. The way I see it, it's just working out for everyone. Scribble, scribble, scribble. My only complaint is about Fruit. He's sometimes too helpful, and he's getting bored with my homework. So he's started making up assignments to challenge himself. The other day he wrote a paper and attached it to my regular homework for extra credit. But then luckily I checked it over before handing it in. Bye, Fruit. For a while I was glad to get some homework out. But recently I've been thinking, since I'm the one who discovered Fruit, I deserve some kind of credit if he goes on to do these big things. Nobel Prize. Nobel. And Wednesday. If our house wasn't crowded enough, now Grandpa's living with us. They raised the rent at Leisure Towers, and he can't afford to live there anymore. So Mom invited Grandpa to move in with our family. Dad wasn't so hot on the idea, even though Grandpa is his own father. But Mom says it'll be just like the old days, when 3 generations grew up, lived under the same roof. I think Mom has this rosy image of the way things used to be, but I have a totally different picture of what it must be like back then. Scrub, 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 scrub. I was actually okay with Grandpa moving in with me until I realized that what it meant for me Mom let Grandpa pick any bedroom he wanted, and of course he chose mine. That meant I need to find a new place to sleep. My first thought was to go to the guest room, but I forgot that's where the pig stays, and there is no way I'm sharing a pull-out sofa with a pull-out couch with a barn animal. I ruled out Roderick's room right away, because he might actually be a step down from the pig. My only other choice was to room with Manny. So I got out the airbed and set it up on his floor. But sleeping in Manny's room had its own problems. Mom reads Manny a bedtime story, and sometimes they're really long. In fact, lately I think Manny's been picking the thickest books he can find just to get on my nerves. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Things have been a bit tense ever since Grandpa moved in. You can tell he doesn't really approve the way Mom and Dad were raising us kids, even if he never says it and comes out and says it. Mom's tried to potty train Manny forever, and she's experimenting with something called no pants after dinner. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Skip. What's supposed to happen is when Manny feels the urge to go, he'll run to the bathroom. But Manny just prances around all night with nothing below his waist and eventually ducks behind the recliner in the family room. Push! Huh? I don't think Dad's a huge fan of no pants after dinner, but I can tell he's even more uncomfortable with Grandpa being here to witness it. It's pretty obvious having Grandpa around is really stressing Dad out. Every time one of us kids screw up, it just makes Dad even more intense. Still, oops. What seems to annoy Dad the most is when one of us kids asks Mom something that we should be able to do ourselves. Yesterday I asked Mom to open a microwave burrito for me because I always have trouble opening the plastic packages. But Dad jumped over my case. He said if I was stranded on a desert island with 1,000 microwave burritos, I'd starve to death because I couldn't figure out how to open them on my own. Fumble, fumble. I told Dad the chances of me getting stranded on a desert island with 1,000 microwave burritos were pretty slim. But he said I was missing the point. He said if I didn't learn how to do things myself, I was going to be able to survive in the real world. Another thing Dad hates now is Mom still helps me get ready for school now. She picks out my clothes the night before, and she has a chart hanging in the kitchen to help me stay on track. Soap, breakfast, tea, shower, hair, underwear, socks, pants, shirt, shoes. But I guess Dad was pretty embarrassed by the chart because the other day he took it down. But without that thing to guide me through the morning, I got the order all wrong, and I ended up wearing socks over my shoes. These things These days, I think Dad's just waiting for me to screw up. This morning, I forgot to put the cap back on the toothpaste, and Dad was ready to pounce. Ah. I didn't think it was a big deal, but Dad gave me this long speech, how little things have big consequences. He said if I was a kid growing up in a farm, and if it was my job to tighten the bolts on the wagon wheels, but I forgot to, then the wheels will fall off and our family would get eaten by wolves. I thought Dad was being dramatic, but it did make me feel guilty about that toothpaste cap. Ma, Pa, Brother, Junior. I'm not the only one who's been getting on Dad's nerves. Lately, Roderick has been getting under Dad's skin too. Whenever Roderick needs money, gas for his van, he hits Mama for money. But a few nights ago, he made a mistake of doing it in front of Grandpa. Dad said from now on, Roderick has to pay for his own gas. And when Roderick asked how he was supposed to do that, Dad said it was time for him to get a job. So Mom helped Roderick go through the paper and find the help wanted section in the newspaper and find him a job that doesn't require any skills or experience. Then they finally found an ad for a restaurant that's about 15 minutes from our house. Wanted, seeking motivated individuals to join the team at the old-timey ice cream parlor. Wanted, old-timey Tobias. I went to the old-timey ice cream parlor for Raleigh's birthday last year, and that experience may have permanently ruined the ice cream for me. They have this one dessert on the menu called Feeding Through, which is 40 scoops of ice cream in one long tray. And when you mix it into different flavors of ice cream together, it just turns into gray slop. Smack, gobble, smack, gobble. The old-timey ice cream parlor is one of those places where the whole staff comes to your table and sing for your birthday. That makes me really uncomfortable because it's pretty obvious they'd rather be doing something else. Roderick had an interview at the restaurant earlier in the week. And believe it or not, he got the job. Saturday was his first night of work, and Mom thought it'd be a good idea for the rest of us to surprise Roderick and cheer him on. But when we got to the restaurant, we couldn't find him anywhere. Mom was pretty worried, but we eventually found him tossed out back. Mom wasn't happy that Roderick was on trash duty, and she gave the manager a piece of her mind. But the manager said Roderick was an entry-level employee, and that everyone who works there at the restaurant has to pay their dues. I'm pretty sure Roderick was hoping we'd all just go home and leave him alone after that. But Mom wanted him to stick around. And when Roderick went into his 15-minute break, we hung out with him in the employees' lounge. Choo choo. Roderick spent the rest of the night taking the trash from the kitchen out to the dumpster. And I guess Mom wanted to see him one more time before he left. So she told our waiter it was Mandy's birthday. And the waiter called the whole staff to our table. But I wish Mom didn't do that. Because there's something about the smell of garbage juice that really ruins your appetite. And if you're feeling hungry, you're at the perfect place. So just blow out that candle so you can stuff your face. Monday. Lately, Mom's trying to get Grandpa to tell us kids what life was like when he was growing up. Grandpa says when he was young, they didn't have television or anything like that. So kids spent most of their times outdoors playing games like kick the can. Okay, I'll cover the next part in part 2 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid Old School. Hope you have a lovely day or night. Bye.